Last time on Vintage Story, we started to prepare for our move. We made enough food for an entire year, and we spent a ton of time going over dyes, preparing a bunch of metal to finally make our new set of armor. While waiting on that, we made some splitter plugs and finally unlocked the ability to quarry. And those were the last steps that we needed to complete before the big move. And that leaves us here. And welcome back. So today we have a lot of stuff to get done. And the plan is we're gonna move. I don't even know why I'm looking in this direction because I think it's like over there. But yeah, we're gonna move. Not entirely, but somewhat. Now, I don't plan on ditching this place entirely right now, but I at least want to get some sort of starter home up, then go from there, and at least get started, you know? Before we do anything at all, I did go ahead and make this dagger, which I did want to test real quick. Can I put in my offhand? I can't. I was hoping that I could hold two of them, and that would make a little bit more sense, but I guess not. But yeah, I do want to go out and just see if I can harvest from an animal. All we need to do is find like a chicken or something. I see a fox. That will have to do. Oh no, don't you run away from me. Come over here. Come on, we can get him. And there we go. Now, can I harvest you with this? I can. So yeah, it does in fact just work as a regular knife, and that's pretty cool. It definitely fits the part. It might not be better than our other one, but it matches my gear, so that's all that matters. So I do want to go ahead and just grab some extra food. 2 pies shall do, because it will perish very quickly. And we'll go ahead and just grab some bread. So before we do go out and move, I want to head to the place that we got chalk at, and I want to go and grab a whole bunch. But this time with the splitter plugs. And I realize I don't have my hammer, so I need to go get that. And there it is. Now, does my hammer lose durability when I'm doing that? I'm not entirely sure. I don't want it to break on me. So hold on. We're just going to grab another ingot real quick, and we'll craft another hammer. Yeah, I really do like this shield, but I can see it getting in my way quite often when I'm trying to do things. Like when you got to shift to place things into the forge, I can't see the forge. I think I might just take that off and only put it on when we need it. And hopefully I don't just forget about it entirely. But yeah, it keeps getting in the way. And we'll leave it off for now. Alright, let's pick it up. Place. And let's make a hammer. There we go. Let's place it on a stick. And it's ready. Okay, it's getting a bit dark out. But I think it's fine. It's going to take me like a day to just travel there anyway. And another reason why we need to go and get some chalk is because we need to make a ton of mortar, like an insane amount. And luckily with the quarry mod, that should be a lot easier, because with the rubble bin that I showed you guys, we can go ahead and just make a ton of sand. It's not the biggest deal in the world. Like obviously we could just go and harvest a ton of sand, but then we got to rip up some areas and make it look super ugly. And it's just a lot more convenient anyway. But with the quarry mod, we can get a ton of bricks. That way we can turn it into ashlar, and we're finally going to get away from the cobble, which I'm super excited for. Anyway, I'm going to head to the boat, and I'll see you there. And there's the boat. So let's hop in, and we're going to start sailing out immediately. Now, by the way, can I put a lantern somewhere on this? I think the answer is yes. So we might just have to grab one from my house just for it. I also do happen to know that I can put shields on the side of this. That makes me really want to just go and make a ton of shields. I think it can do 6 total, and I'd be very willing to go and do that. But anyway, I gotta do a ton of sailing that way. We're practically going all the way back to the archives, and I haven't done this trip with the sailboat, but I don't expect it to be much faster. So meet you guys over there, hopefully sometime tomorrow. Okay, we're coming up on it now. This is where we got the chalk last time. And honestly, I don't know how much is going to be here. If you see, there's actually granite on the outside of it, so that definitely worries me. Maybe there's more on the top. We're going to quickly do a tiny bit of digging in here and see how far it goes. Yeah, see, it seems like there's like 1 layer. However, on the outside here, there's more. I was hoping there'd be a bunch here so I could start quarrying it up. I want to start making chalk ashlar, but I don't know how well that's going to work out. I suppose I could try one right here. Okay, I threw down all the splitter plugs. We're gonna go ahead and start hammering them in, and that'll give us a good idea of what's actually here. But I don't have high expectations. And there we go. Okay, so there's actually a lot more than I thought there'd be. And it seems like if we stay along this edge right here and keep going left, I think it might just work. Now that right there was 200 chalk, and I didn't even go the max height because I was a little bit worried. But it seems like we might be able to get a whole bunch here, and that's awesome. So I'm gonna start quarrying, and I'll see you in just a minute. And there we go. We just did so much quarrying, and I did not think that this place was going to allow it. Like, I was sure that there was just a tiny bit of chalk here, but no. There was quite a bit. So here's my inventory right now, and just know that this is only some of it. I have depoted some at the base, but look at this giant hole in this mountain. And we could keep going, but honestly, I think we're good for now, and I think that this should support us for just a little bit at least. I also unearthed a ton of flint. You can kind of see it here and there. So yeah, if we ever need some flint, we can always come back here as well. But I think we are just going to head out of here. So we're going to get in the boat, and we're going to start sailing home. And while we're doing that, I can show you some of the stuff I have. Look at all this regular chalk stone that I have here. This is just from mining out the hallways. And this is almost another full box of giant stone slabs. And that's going to be ready to use as well. So yeah, I think this is going to help us a ton. We're going to have to go and do the same for some more granite. I know that we did a little already, but it'd be cool to get a whole bunch more. That way we don't have to worry about it. And we can finally start to get some buildings up. But anyway, I'm going to start to head back home. And I'll see you guys in just a few. And we're back. So we're just going to park here. And I guess we can just leave this all behind. I will take the regular chalk stone though. And of course some of my random stuff. But we can leave the slabs in there because we're basically just going to take that over to the new land anyway. And there's no reason to haul that back and forth. So anyway, let's head back to the house. And we're back. Again. So I got to go sort out all my loot. Basically just dump it in a random chest. You know me. Unfortunately, I filled up all these already. Same thing with these 3 chests. And I think we're going to dive into the basement once more. Yep, we're going to need a real storehouse again. I think we're going to be fine with what we have here. Because the plan is obviously to move today. Or at least start on the move. But yeah, we're going to have to make a giant storehouse. That was what this was kind of intended to be. But I didn't exactly maximize it, that's for sure. And as it turns out, these 2 were definitely not enough. But anyway, we're back and we got to fire this up again. It is at 53%, and we had a little bit of downtime because we were out, but nothing too bad. So let's get it lit, and there we go. Yeah, we're definitely waiting on this as well. We only have a little bit of steel left, and I'm gonna burn through it like crazy. But anyway, let's head back out, and we're headed to the mountain once more. I wonder if the torches are still lit. Yep, it's definitely out. Okay, I see drifters. It's fine. Let's just run around. We're gonna try to light this up. I forgot about the floating ore. And it's crazy. Last time I was here, I thought that this was a big area. And then we did the chalk, and now it seems so small. But anyway, let's kill the drifter. Get out of here, sir. Make sure it's all the way lit. Don't want anything popping in on me. And yeah, we're going to do another little montage here. I'm going to go ahead and just grab a ton of granite. This is also going to be one of our main resources that we're going to be building with. So I'm going to get to work, and I'll see you in just a minute. Alright, and we're done here. So yeah, you guys can see that we did a lot, and this is what I have on me right now. However, I did already depot a bunch back home, so I think we're gonna call it here. I think that we have plenty. Now, you guys could see that I did go this way for quite a bit, and I even made a very long pathway that way, but as it turns out, most of this is quartz, and yeah, it was causing some issues, so we didn't do that. However, later on, this is where we're gonna get quartz for sure, or maybe not, because this place is probably gonna be so dangerous, and I'm not gonna light it up every time I want to get some quartz. Who knows though, maybe. Either way, we're gonna go home, and there's some other stuff that we gotta do before we decide to go building. I do gotta depot this back at the boat, however, it is very dark out here and very dangerous. By the way, look at all the little fireflies. They look so cool out here. I think I'm being attacked. Oh, yep, that's a shiver. Let's just get out of here. Man, yeah, he's actually faster than me. He's hitting me in the back. He's barely able to do damage to me now. Oh, God. Yeah, we are such a tank with this armor. I gotta have another look at it because he's only doing like 1% of my health. Yeah, it says percent protection is 75% and a flat damage reduction of 1.3. Plus the legs do exactly that as well, and the helmet. So do I have like 225% protection? Or is that for like each part of me? So if they happen to hit me in my legs, does that count? I don't know. I just noticed I can't see my legs. It took me this long. Well, yeah, they barely do any damage whatsoever. Either way, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of my other slabs, including this one. And we'll also take this. I wonder what happens when I break it with stuff in it. So there we go. It actually holds it. I didn't think it would continue to hold it after. That's sick. But anyway, this is the stuff I depoted. So we have another full inventory. This should be more than enough to work with. And we're going to bring that to the boat in the morning. Then the next thing that we got to worry about is mortar, which we should be able to get a ton up and going. Luckily, all that we need to get mortar is lime, which we just got a ton of chalk. However, the sad thing is I think we just got rid of our quern, did we not? I might have to grind it by hand. I obviously could put it back together, but I don't think I'm gonna. I wish I could just crush it. By the way, was I crushing anything? We got limonite. I think that's what I was doing. Plus a little bit of copper, of course. Wait, no, that's tin. I did it again. I think I had that problem last time. I keep thinking that considerate is copper. I need to remember, I swear. Anyway, I'm just gonna wait till the sun comes up. That way we can run to the boat. Then we're gonna have to work on mortar, which I think I'm just going to grind mostly by hand. Saying that the automatic quern wasn't that fast anyway. Then we'll have to cook it into quicklime, mix it with some sand, and we'll get a ton of mortar up and going. So when we move, we should be ready to build immediately. However, we're also going to need some wood. I already have some, but I feel like we might need more. Plus, I want to get some roofs up and going. So yeah, there's some stuff we need to get done. By the way, perfect segue to tell you guys that I have One Roof. One Roof is probably one of the best mods for Vintage Story. It is so incredibly nice, and it gives you a version of each of the roofs. Now, the regular vanilla roof looks like this, and it's got that big block under it. And One Roof does not. It just has like the top part, and it connects so well, and it has so much modularity to it. And I'll definitely be showing you guys that. It's something I planned on using in the last series once we started getting the village up and going. But then the update happened right as I was going to do that. So I'm very excited to show you guys that mod. And it was very intimidating at first because it looks a bit complicated. But once you actually start to use it, you will notice that it's actually super simple and easy to use. And once you see it, you'll never want to go back. But anyway, I'm going to trek all the way to our boat. That way we can depot all the granites. So see you there. And here we are. I hate how I can't open the chest with the food in my hand. It's not a big deal, but it keeps throwing me off. Either way, let's ditch all this into the boxes. By the way, one of you did mention something about having these as trunks. Can we add trunks here? There are 8 spaces here, so we could potentially have like 4 trunks. That would be so cool, and maybe we'll get to try someday. And before we even do the move, I want to do a tiny bit more exploring. I want to go check to see if we can find some like acacia or something. And I have a couple ruins I want to hit up. Like we found that staircase ruin all the way over there, pretty much next to my base. And you guys said that it wasn't that bad and it would probably be pretty manageable for me. And I happen to know where 2 of those are. So I feel like we should go hit those up today. Apparently they have a ton of vessels in them. Maybe they'll have some seed vessels. And maybe we can find some acacia because something I really want is acacia. And none of the water that I've found seems to go very south. It all seems to go north, which is kind of an issue. So that means if I do want to go super far north, we're probably going to have to do it on foot. But a little bit of land traveling isn't that bad. Either way, I'm looking for acacia, and we're going to be looking for the loot vessels and doing a bit of traveling to look for it. But my hopes aren't very high, as I know it's quite rare. And if we can't find it, I think we're going to have to stick with oak, as I think that would be my next favorite building material. But we'll figure that out later. And here we are. So let me go ahead and find my quern. Could be anywhere at this point. Okay, sweet. It's in this box. Perfect. And downstairs should be all the chalk that we just got. Yup, this box right here. So I'm going to spend the next day or 2 turning it into quicklime. It's going to take a while. And in the meantime, I'm going to try to keep this all filled up. We did let it go out again, but it's fine. But yeah, I would like the tools to be made. So we'll get it lit real quick. There we go. And we'll get the quern down right here, throw some chalk in, and I'm going to grind a bunch and get it all cooked up, and I'll see you once we're ready to make some mortar. So be right back. Okay guys, bad news. I have some stuff to catch you up on. I did a little recording session, and my OBS decided to corrupt the file. This happens so very rarely, but yeah, it happened now. We are on a boat right now, and that's because we hit up a dungeon. But don't you worry, we're gonna return. It wasn't that eventful, and we're also gonna do another one. So I'll get to show you guys that. And something really important happened while we were there. There's acacia leaves in that dungeon. I was planning on doing a little bit more exploring, but once I saw that, I decided to start heading home. That way we could go make some shears and see if we could collect a seed off of it. I don't know if it's gonna work out, but that's what we're doing right now. If you're wondering, it was the little dungeon that we saw that's pretty close to the new base location that's over here. but it's to the right of it. And we do happen to have another one right up here by the first place that we found our olivine, right below the archives. So we're going to be heading back to there later on. But yeah, we're going home right now. We're going to make some shears, and then I'll show you some of the stuff that I did that I already previously showed you, but OBS decided to get rid of it. By the way, while I'm here, this is what I got from that dungeon. It wasn't all that eventful. We did happen to get a bunch of pumpkin seeds and some soybean seeds. On the way here, I also got some horsetail, which we're going to use for bandages later on. And yeah, that's about it. So anyway, I'll see you guys at the base, and we'll go from there. And we're back. Okay, so let me get you guys caught up. Our steel did in fact finish, and that is ready for us to harvest whenever. Then we have all of this quick lime, plus some regular lime, and I spent a ton of time getting that ready. And I left my rubble bin back in the boat once more. And yeah, luckily I left that in the boat, and that's the only reason why we don't have a ton of mortar being made right now. And I should have brought it back here so I could have done this right now, but yeah, we'll do it next time we come back. But we need to heat up some metal right away. We're kind of on a time crunch. I'm trying to get these shears ready. That way we can head back to the dungeon immediately before all the torches go out. I don't think it would be that big of a deal, but I definitely want to do that. Also, you guys missed me finally falling in love with peat. As it turns out, it's perfect to make quicklime. Now, you can see right here, the burn temperature of firewood is basically 1300 F, but the lime needs 1500 F. So the wood is not able to do it. Now, normally I used to use charcoal. However, that is quite pricey and very overkill. But peat is perfect for this. It's incredibly cheap and easy to get, and it's able to cook quicklime. So yeah, now I love peat, and I finally have a real use for it, because slightly speeding up the pit kilns is not all that impressive to me, and it's not something I really care about. But saving me a ton of charcoal is something I definitely do care about, so it's really cool that we have that option now. But there we go, it's done now. So anyway, I think that's all the stuff that I had to show you guys here. And I'm sorry I don't have the footage to show you me originally showing you, but that was the gist of it. And now we're going to head back to the boat. That way we can head directly back to the dungeon, and we're going to try to get an acacia seed. And either way, we're going to head over to the other dungeon that we have, which I think should be identical. And I can do that with you guys, and I can show you what it's like. So sorry again, but hopefully that makes up for it. Anyway, I'll see you guys at the boat, and then we can head over. All right, we're back to the boat. So let's set sail, and we're gonna head straight to the dungeon. So I'll see you there. Okay, I think we're back. But you can see the light up there. That's from the torches that I placed. So they're still going, and that's awesome to see. So let's park right here, and we're gonna head up. Okay, here we are. They have 24 hours on them. So yeah, we have plenty of time. And we're down. So yeah, this place is all lit up. And there was a bunch of vessels. I did leave the tool vessels. I don't care about getting some stone tools. But there was a bunch of seed ones here, but no acacia seeds. However, there is acacia leaves, and this is why we got the shears. We're going to break it down, and no seeds. But we have another one here, and we got some sticks. That's a bit of a shame, but it's fine. We're going to break that, because why not? And we got nothing out of this. Luckily, we should have like 4 more chances, and there's more at the end of each hallway. So we're going to go and try to break them all down and see if we get anything. Some more sticks. Very cool. Ooh, we did just get some cypress seeds. I don't even know what that looks like, but that's very cool. And I guess we'll plant that and see what happens. Got another one right here. And nothing. We might as well just break everything down. And we got nothing out of that. Okay, on to the next. Okay, come on, acacia seed. I think we just got one. Let's freaking go. It actually worked. Oh, my prayers have been answered. Ooh. Ooh, okay, 2 more cypress seeds. That's what I'm talking about. I hope I like that tree. Perhaps we'll do some building with it. But yeah, I think that's all of it. And we at least got 1 down. So hopefully that will do it. Okay, so we're still sailing over. It is on this land, but I'm going around it right now. And I noticed that right there. There is another coal mine. And by the way, directly on the other side of this mountain right here was where I was considering setting up my base. And it also had the coal mine. And they're right next to each other. Plus, the land where I want to build also has a coal mine near it. And I've done a bit of exploring on other seeds, and they are super common as well. Something with the Conquest landform mod and the Better Ruins mod is just multiplying the coal mines like crazy. I guess we'll have to go check them out every so often. Anyway, I'm just gonna quickly sail around this, and we should be able to get off and head into the dungeon. By the way, once we're done here, we're just gonna go this way. I really want to see what's over here. It's pretty much the only direction that we haven't done a ton of exploring. Plus, it would be cool to go up this way as well. But we shall go this way next. I have enough food on me, and we also got plenty of inventory space here. Some of these are filled up by the slabs. Oh yeah, we have extra chests here. Oh yeah, I made extra nails and strips back at the base. That was one of the things that you guys missed. So yeah, we should have plenty of chests. And one of the first things that we're going to do when we set up is just throw down a ton of trunks and try to move a bunch of our loot over. We'll set it up in the middle of the field or something. It'll be dangerous, but at least we'll be able to store some loot. Anyway, I think we're going to get off right here. This should be close enough, so let's hop off. And also, I do want to do some prospecting around here. That is why I have a prospecting pick on me. And we're looking for sulfur. That way I can make some of the good bandages. And 0 traces of ore around here. That's actually really funny, but wow. And this is all peridotite too. So I have a good feeling that if I just dug straight down, I would find olivine. So it's weird that it says 0 traces. But anyway, I'm gonna get my shield out. I do plan on using it if we go into any dungeons. Or if we see a bear or something. You know, I could probably take on a bear. We got the armor, we got the shield. But there we go. That's the thing that I kept calling a wizard tower. It's a very cool building. Ooh, we got a wolf. I mean, I could take out a wolf while we're here. Hey, dude. I snuck up on you. But, yeah, you gotta die. And he's too fast to catch. That was the last time we ever saw him. Oh. He stopped for half a second to get the rooster. Anyway, this is it. This is the first one that we found, and I almost just fell into it. But yeah, I did a tiny bit of looting in this one and then ran away. So there shouldn't be anything right here. However, the hallways are unlooted. So let's get this part lit up. Ooh, a torch holder. We'll take that on the way out. Okay, we'll start with this one right here. And this one's actually glowing blue. It seems to be different than the last one I went to. Okay, another tool vessel. There's 2 in here. Oh, this one's so different. I was expecting more leaves here, but I don't think we're going to find that. Oh, we got an ore vessel, a food vessel, ooh, an iron door, a scroll, some pants, ooh, blackguard pants. There's even bees in here. Wait, that's large. Okay. Well, so when you destroy it, it doesn't count as a tree. Oh, I'm getting attacked. Hey, hey, that was rude. There's even barrels in here. Ooh. Olivine crystals. We got a seed vessel here with some rice, a barrel that's empty. I don't care about these leaves, although it is cypress. We do have 3 seeds for that already, so it doesn't matter too much. A seed vessel with a bunch of carrots, and this seems to be the end over here with another ore vessel. And that had coal. Oh, a chest. 2 blueprints. Stonemason and the bed one. I think that stonemason one's actually huge. Yes! But now we can get aged ashlar. Okay, this is amazing. But anyway, there should be more stuff here. I have gone through that. There's another thing that goes this way. And we have an ore vessel that had some galena. We got another little thing that goes this way. And there always seems to be an ore vessel at the end. That one had quartz. But yeah, I think that this hallway's done. We didn't exactly get what we were here for. Ooh, a sea vessel. More pumpkins. Dude, now I'm getting them like crazy. Yeah, I didn't get my acacia seeds down there, but hey, the blueprints alone were huge. Okay, now we're gonna go down this one. A seed vessel. And that was carrots. And it ends here. But yeah, we definitely get an ore vessel. Which I can't even get to because of this. But it was more galena. Okay, on to the next one. We're running out of torches here. A seed vessel with more pumpkins. Got another seed vessel, which had rye seeds. A chest with some boots and a lore book, which I'll take for now. But if I need to, I will ditch it. We got a basket there with some gears and a little hidden tunnel behind this. So we're going to keep going. See what we can find in here. I see it's glowing blue again. Oh. Oh, yep, that's a shiver. It's fine. Hold steady. I have a shield. I have a shield. You can't do anything to me. Come on. Do it. Do it. There we go. Yes. Okay, the shield seems to be amazing. Okay. Food vessel. Ore vessel. And a basket. A very cool door. Some more lore. It's all rhyming. And a cool hood. I don't need peridotite. Okay, that's fine. Okay, what do we have here? An ore vessel. I'm just going to start leaving that. I don't care what's in those at this point. A copper hammer. I do want the bandages. I don't have many of those. We'll go down here. It's just an ore vessel. Another one over here. And this side of the tunnel is done. By the way, I'm not lighting everything up because I'm out of torches. So we're just going to try to get through them in the dark. Well, this one seems to be a dead end immediately. And we already went down that one. So yeah, this place is explored. I do want to get that torch holder that I saw, which is right here. So yeah, we didn't get more acacia seeds. I guess they are different. I thought that they'd all be the same, but hey, whatever. And we're going to get out of here. We're going to head straight to the boat. And we're going to continue exploring the waters. Anyway, I'm just going to sail around, and I'll let you guys know if I find anything cool. Okay, so just a small update. I did find this insanely cool mountain here. However, it loops back up with this land over here, and that means that there's no more ocean this way, because I've already seen over there, and the ocean definitely stops here. So we're actually just going to turn around, and we're going to go past the archives, and perhaps there's even more over there. But yeah, you can see over here, we're kind of running out of ocean. I'm really hoping that there's going to be a bunch more up here, and we're going to go find out right now. Oh my god, would you look at what I just found? A whole nother coal mine! I swear, I think that's what it is. Maybe there's just other ruins that look like it, because I did mention in this series that when I saw it last series, it had a big building attached to it, but the ones I've seen in this world don't have that. So maybe it's a completely different ruin altogether, and perhaps we'll check one out very soon. Anyway, I'm going to go that way, and we're going to go see if there's more ocean for us to explore. So see you in a minute. Okay, just another small update. Look at this place that I found. I absolutely love this mountain. The black slate, or maybe basalt, whatever that black block is, combined with this right here, which I think is granite, just looks so cool with the snow on top. That is such a cool biome. Too bad there isn't some like land in front of it for us to build on. Obviously we could build on top, but I've gone over why I don't like the idea of that, just simply because of the fog. I mean, there is land over here that we could build on, and another cool little mountain right here. Imagine building like a little kingdom right here. I think I like my spot a little bit better. Oh, here comes a fog. Yeah, but I think I like my spot better, but this would definitely be a cool one. Okay, that's the archives right there. And this is where we kept getting our chalk. I think that's chalk up there. Yeah, when I was driving past this, I saw that there was a whole lot of chalk all over this mountain. I probably picked the worst spot to start. I mean, I guess this chart would be even worse. But yeah, I think that the chalk mountain is going to last us quite a while. By the way, that's the cool mountain that I was just talking about. And the little land that I was looking at was like right here. And yeah, there actually is land to go and build on. We could potentially build all along this right here. Imagine that. Lots of flat area for us to work with, but I'm not completely sold. So there does seem to be a whole lot of water over here. But I did see a ruin over here. There it is. I think that's the one that we already went to. But beggars can't be choosers. And we're going to go check it out. I want to find more blueprints. So let's park right here. And let's head to it. I think that there was locust nests here when I was here last time. Hold on. Let's get the ladders ready. This looks so cool. Look at all these. The wild vines. I can't make these, can I? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. I know that you can collect them from trees. Okay, where's the locusts? I don't see any immediately. A tool vessel. But yeah, I'd love to be able to craft them. Ooh, a saddle blanket, lore buck. Yep. Okay, I knew that you'd be here. And we got him. So let's go up. We got another chest here. Aged children toys. You know, I'll take it. Some spider webs. Some debarked oak. Just some random ores in there. Oh, this is a staircase. That's pretty neat. I don't see the locust nest. I didn't see it last time either. Ooh, we got some mats. A little bit of chalk, some fat and resin, which is cool. Some brick stairs. 5 extinguished torches. Ooh, acacia logs. It's the fancy ones. I remember these. Already have some back at the base. Yeah, these are cool. Got some wallpapers, and I do believe that to be everything. So anyway, we're pretty filled up on loot, and we're actually going to make a pit stop. We're heading directly to where we're going to set up, and we're just going to throw down some chests, and we're going to unload most of our stuff there, because we're going to have to do that sooner or later, and that could save me some trips. So anyway, I'm going to head over there, and I'll see you in a bit. And welcome back! So I was heading back to where we were going to set up, which I believe to be right there. And I saw this, which means I've already driven past it like 3 times. But now I've noticed it. And oh my, it looks so cool. So we're actually just going to hop off and take a look. Look at this. See, I really want to be able to do my own moss. It looks kind of weird on chiseled blocks, but hey, it is what it is. We're just going to go up here real quick. We got a farming vessel. And they seem to have some cattails and cabbage seeds. And yeah, it doesn't seem to lead to anything. But this thing is so cool. But honestly, it's given me a lot of ideas. I really like this archway that it has going on. These little railings are super cool. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised I never even thought about it. But under the columns, we could do something like this, where it's like a block and it has the trim. Then we do the columns on top. See, this is amazing. And yeah, I think I will be using that for inspiration at some point. It kind of looks like it was a bridge, but where was the bridge leading to? At some point, was there like a castle out here? Possibly. But anyway, I just wanted to check that out. I'm surprised I missed it so many times, but yeah, it is here. And I love seeing stuff like that, especially the stuff that gives me inspiration. And also, I was wrong. This is not where I was setting up. It's on the other side of this mountain right here. So anyway, we're almost there. So we're just gonna head over. And we're here. And this is the first time it isn't pouring. So we might just chill here for the night and have a look around while we can. Maybe I can get on that mountain and have a look. We shall see. But we're just gonna park here. And I'm gonna grab our chests, get them turned into trunks. And I'd like to think that 7 will do. So for now, we're just gonna throw it on this hill over here. And there we go. This is our first starter camp. And just give me a second. I'm gonna go and depot everything from the boat into there. Okay, and there we go. So yeah, we have a ton of loot here. We already have 2 double chests basically just full. A little bit into this one. We have an entire trunk here with the slabs. And these are the rest. We're gonna need so many chests for this place. But right now I do gotta collect some grass. We need to throw up a bed real quick, as it did just become nighttime. Okay, surely that'll do. Let's make the hay, then 1 bed. Then we shall dig a hole for us to sleep in. Block it off. Torch. Bed. And let's sleep. And I'll see you guys in the morning. And we're up. However, I do think it's still dark outside. Yup, it sure is. As soon as the sun comes up, we're gonna go around and just check out what's here. I think there is a portal right there. So, you know, I'll go chill by the boat. Seems like it'd be a lot safer in there. Yeah, this is my safe space. And yeah, I definitely need to get a lantern on this. I forgot to do it, but yeah, soon we will. By the way, rainfall in this area is very common, so that's a bit unfortunate. I think we're gonna be seeing a lot of rain and fog over here. Maybe it'll be atmospheric and we'll actually like it. Not entirely sure about that. Anyway, I'm just gonna chill out until the morning, and I'll see you then. All right, the sun is up, so we're gonna get out of the boat. I feel safe again, that's what matters. And I'm also gonna go ahead and equip my shield. I keep hearing wolves over here, plus I do know that there's a bear somewhere. And a drifter around my camp. Oh, there's a couple. Anyway, let's run around and we're just gonna check out this place. So we already did do this ruin over here and it was pretty cool. And I think that the bear was over here as well. If I do see him, I'll try to take him out. I'm very curious to see if I can take out a bear with a sword now. Wait, is that him? I feel like I just saw him behind that tree. Oh, there he goes. Oh God, it's a grizzly. Yeah, grizzlies are tough. Oh, there's 2 bears. Yeah, I want to only take on 1. But look at all these mountains here. They look so cool. And look at that. Wouldn't you know it? Another coal mine. And that's not even the one I was talking about. I think that there's another coal mine in that direction. Yeah, they are just everywhere. Anyway, let's head over here and we're going to try to find that grizzly. I don't know where he went, but I shall track him down. And if I don't find him, I'll go hunt that black bear. Oh, would you look at this? See, this is what I wanted. I love how there's a bunch of elevation here. And I think that's all surrounded by mountains right here. See, this is where I want like the bulk of my base. Then I want some sort of dock area. We could fill this entire thing up with like a giant village here. We could have like our little trading area here or something. Maybe a castle. I'm trying not to do castles, but also maybe a castle. You know, if one seems right, then I'm not going to say no. Ooh, I think that there's a trader over here as well. And I do not see this grizzly. Well, I guess we'll go check out the trader real quick. And maybe we'll see him on our way back. Okay, so here he is. I think that we have 2 here. We got one right here, and then I think we have one over there. So what kind are you? He's an agricultural trader, and we can buy him. I don't think that we would because he's already here, but it's cool to see that we can. We can also sell him berries, tons of grain, Yeah, honestly, I feel like this is our best bang for the buck. We could farm up a ton of this and then start selling it to them. We can also go ahead and buy some soybeans and cabbage. And yeah, that's pretty cool. I actually like this trader. We might use him. We got another one over here. And it's another agricultural trader. And I can buy a rancher and a forester from him. 2 entire traders. He also sells some black bronze stuff, but who cares? So yeah, it's actually super cool that we have them here. And for once, I actually might use the traders. Anyway, we're gonna head back over here. We're gonna take a quick look around for that bear. The sooner I can get rid of them, the better. But also, I want to go over there and just have a quick look around. And it would be cool to see everything before we get to work. But yeah, I don't see this grizzly. The black bear did go this way, so maybe we can find him. Okay, there's the black bear. I've come to face you. I don't even have a bow. I have a shield though. What are you gonna do about it? Okay, hit block. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Oh god, yeah, we gotta start hitting him. Okay, come on. We got this. Oh, he's running. He's running. And we killed him. Yeah, that shield's actually insanely cool. I was kind of expecting it to be faster, but whatever. We did get a black bear hide, and we'll do something with that later. But we're just gonna go explore for now. Ooh, look at this. I found some more cornflowers, so yeah, we're gonna be taking that. I do have to scoop all that up when we see it. And hey, maybe that means that there's some more over here. So I thought that this mountain was connected with this one when I was looking all the way back there. By the way, last time we were looking in this direction right here, I think I was on top of that hill right there. And we're all the way back here. But yeah, it's not all connected. There's a pathway that leads that way and this way. And I guess we'll go check out this way. Oh, I wish I had the prospecting pick on me. I think it's back at the trunks that we left over there. I should definitely be looking to see what's over here. Well, there's copper, that's for sure. And yeah, this seems to be the other side of the mountain. I think directly on the other side of this is our boat. And I do see more water over there that we couldn't access. So maybe at some point we add another dock over there and add another sailboat, depending on what's over there. And that's definitely possible, but it doesn't seem like there's much more over here. So we're gonna go try the other side. And we do gotta head back to the boat soon. I am running out of food. Plus, we do gotta go back to the base, start making a ton of mortar, and we gotta bring over a ton of stuff here. I think that's our next big plan. Basically, just move everything over here. That way I don't have to keep going back and forth when I'm trying to do things. And I want to set up my own steel furnace here, as well as a beehive kiln. I don't plan on removing the ones at our old base, because we might use that at some point, because we're not totally done with that place. And I have no plans to just start ripping up everything over there. So we're going to need a copy for this place. And yeah, it does seem like it ends right here. This place is pretty cool. And maybe we'll do something with it one day. But yeah, we have a ton of space to work with here. And I really like how unflat it is. And there's so much elevation. I think that's just going to bring this place to life. I have no plan on flattening everything. If anything, we might raise some of the terrain. That way there's even a bigger height difference between some buildings. And I think that this is going to be such a cool place to build. I think that this is probably going to be the main project area. But we are going to start by the water. We'll set up a home there. Work on a dock. Stuff like that. Then we get to work our way over here. So we have a lot to look forward to. Anyway, I'm going to head right back to the boat. And there it is. So let's hop on. And we're going to start heading home immediately. Hopefully I can get there before I start starving. I'm sure it'll be fine. So anyway, I'll see you there. Okay, we're right about to reach our landing point. And I do gotta remember to get our rubble storage. That is something I keep forgetting to do, and I'm gonna do it before we even reach land. Plus, I wanted to grab that before we get there because I assume that there's gonna be stuff there that's gonna immediately start attacking me. So better do it while it's safe. But here we are. We're gonna park right here, pretty much on my old boat. Or not old boat, but my second boat. And I gotta make it back to the base in the darkness. I don't even have a torch here. All I have is the glow from my necklace. So anyway, I'll meet you at the base. And we're back. I can finally see again. We had to set up this rubble bin storage right here. I didn't have to do it right here, but that's where I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some stone, and we can just drop a whole bunch into here, and we can just hold right click on it. It will start turning it into gravel, and eventually it'll start turning that into sand, which is exactly what we need right now. So let's get some made. And there we go. So we should be able to get 269 out of it. So we're gonna go ahead and just right click it. Oh, apparently you can lock it. I don't know why I would want to do that, but apparently we can do that. Either way, we're gonna grab all the sand. We shall grab our quicklime. Now, one small tip that you guys did tell me is apparently I can hold multiple buckets. So I have a few here. And yeah, we can just right click all the buckets like that. They still have water in it, but they are stacked. And now we can go over to a barrel like this and just right click it 5 times and it's completely full. However, I don't think I need to. We're trying to make mortar right now. And yeah, it's 1 liter to 4 quicklime. So I guess I could do 20. I think I can do that. We need 80 quicklime. And can I throw it in? I can. Now, what if I throw some of this in there? Okay, see, that was a bad idea because it is 1-to-1. But I can't hold 80 sand. And that's an issue. So yeah, I do got to remove some of that. And I think that should be good. So 60 to 60. And now we get 480 mortar. So yeah, we're just going to stick with 10 liters at a time. It's really not that big of a deal. So there's another 40. Then we drop 40 sand. And there's another 320. And that mortar right there will make quite a bit of ashlar. So anyway, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to try to make all that I can. I'm trying to get bulk amounts here. That way I don't have to worry about it for quite a while. So yeah, I'm going to get to this. And I'll see you once I've made a whole bunch. Okay, I think that this is all that I'm going to make. I think that should be plenty. While I was doing this, I did remember that quicklime is used for plaster. And this is something that we're probably going to use at some point. I really like to use it for the white trim and stuff. So yeah, we're going to keep this around and we can use that at any point that we want. So I do think that we're good here. Now I will go ahead and pick this back up. And we got to head over to this house. Has all the nails and strips that I made. So we're going to go ahead and pick them up. That's another 20. Oh yeah, I had another 7 in here. Okay, so now we're up to 27. That's so many chests. And what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start offloading some of the resources I want to take and bring it all the way back to the boat. And once we fill up the boat, we're going to bring it over to the new land. But it's going to take like 6 trips just to fill everything in the boat. So yeah, I'm going to try to grab all the most important stuff first. And I'm going to get to work on that immediately. And I won't make you guys sit through the entire thing. So I'm going to get to it, guys. And I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so we made it back to the boat. And as you can see here, pretty much every single chest that I have is all filled up, except for this one, which we're just going to fill up now. And I could go back and grab part of an inventory again, but when we get there, I need some room to set things up. So this will do for now. Moving everything over actually took a lot longer than I thought it would, but I think it was completely worth it. As soon as we get everything moved over, setting up a home over there should be a lot easier, so I'm glad that I did it. So anyway, I'm gonna head over to the new land, and I'll see you there. And we're back. It is pretty dark out, so I don't know how well this is gonna work right now, but I'm gonna try to start moving everything over and get everything into the chests. Plus, we're gonna have to throw down some more chests. Wait, I think I have a bed. Okay, I'm gonna empty out all my stuff right now, and then we're gonna try to sleep until the morning. That would be a way better idea. Oh, and the bed's on me. Perfect. We still have the hole that I did my first night here, so we're gonna go ahead and just hop down and already have a bed in here. Okay, that is honestly perfect. So let's go to bed, and I'll see you in the morning. And we're up. Okay, this should be so much better for us. And current rift activity is calm, so the vintage gods are taking it easy on us. So anyway, I'm gonna get everything moved over, so I'll see you once it's done. Okay, and here we are. Pretty much every single one of these chests are completely full except for this one right here. And this is only a small amount of the loot that we have. We still have to move over a ton. But this is definitely a good start. And I could just leave everything back at our old base. But I think we are going to do one more trip. There's no reason not to. And I don't feel like abandoning half our loot back at the base. Even though we are going to spend some more time over there. And we still want some loot over there. We want the bulk of it to be back over here. Because this is where we're going to be spending most of our time. So we're going to head over there now. I can see land again. We're just going to park right here. And that should do it. So yeah, I'm going to spend some time. Take another day or two to just fill up all these again. Then we'll head back to the base. You know what, just for you guys, I'll skip that part for you. And the next cut that you see me, you should see me back at the new land. And we should be ready to build. So see you there. Hey, sorry, I was gonna meet you over back at the base. But I did have to show you something because it is snowing. Yep, the snow is back. I feel like it was just spring yesterday. But yeah, here we are again. And winter is coming. Or we might even be in winter. Does winter start in October? Well, for me, I guess it is because it's snowing. And it's a little bit patchy. As you can see, there's none on the ground. And it's not snowing that hard over here yet. Oh, here's some snow. There we go. Oh, yeah, there's a bunch over here. But yeah, it's not incredibly bad yet. It is 17 degrees. But yeah, this is pretty much the last inventory that I'm going to be bringing over. We do have mostly everything in this boat right now. The one thing that I'm not really bringing over right now is the food. But yeah, most of these chests are completely filled up, and we have one that isn't. So we're just gonna empty out my inventory as best as I can. And now we have some space to work with when we get there. By the way, I also do have my lantern. Oh, okay, it goes right here. So I just found it. It's called the upper mast mounting point. And you gotta control click it. And that'll be very nice, so when it's nighttime, I can actually see a little bit better. And yeah, we're just gonna leave that there forever. Anyway, we're gonna head back to the new base. And hopefully soon, I'll be able to just call it the base. I think we will as soon as we get a building set up. Which is exactly the plan when we get there. I want to depot all of our loot. And we're finally gonna start building. We're gonna start off with something small at first. And we might continue to do small stuff for a little bit. But it's all gonna add up to be one giant build. And I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. And here we are. By the way, yes, I am freezing to death. I do apologize for that. Perhaps we'll set up a fire once we get upstairs. Anyway, we're going to park right here. And I found that this slope right here seems to be the best. We're going to go ahead and just move everything upstairs. And there we go. So from this chest right here to all the way over there and there is completely filled up. So excluding these chests right here, this is pretty much 80% of all the things that I have in this game right here. I thought I'd have more, but it's still pretty good. There is still quite a bit of stuff at the base, but nothing too important other than the food. And we'll deal with that at some other point. Before I even think about that, I want to get a cellar up, which means that we need to get a build up. So anyway, I'm going to do something that I don't normally do, and I'm going to talk you through my process of this building. I could go ahead and try to make some sort of cinematic of it, and I think it would do well with this, but I have a new building technique that I've been working with, and I feel like it's pretty important to share with you guys, as it's going to be used on a lot of buildings, and I don't want you guys to be left out. Now, I wish I had some concrete for this, as it would be pretty perfect, but we're going to have to use some other blocks. I think dirt might just work for this, so I think that's what we're going to try out. However, I don't exactly have a lot of dirt. We can come over here and we can start ripping up the floor. Now, the cool thing about my builds from now on, at least for this place anyway, is we're going to be adding our own elevation. So it's really cool that we have that there, and it's going to help us quite a bit. But it's not the biggest deal, and then we can go and add our own. So let's get rid of this guy. There is a bunch of enemies around right now for some reason. Medium rift activity, okay. It doesn't matter if I flatten out everything, and wow, this place is dangerous. Okay, you. Don't you do it. Get over here. Okay, he's been dealt with. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter if I flatten stuff, if I remove some of the land. We're going to be adding back to it. So I'm not all that worried about removing some dirt. So yeah, all that I'm saying is I'm not all that worried about removing some dirt here and there. It's not going to affect us all that much. And we're going to be adding way more than we're taking. But yeah, we do got to go to sleep. So for now, we're just going to throw down a torch holder here and a torch in it. That way I don't have to worry about it, as I expect lots of sleepless nights here. So anyway, let's go to bed and I'll see you in the morning. And we're up. Oh, it's still nighttime. Not exactly great for me. It does say that our current rift activity is calm, which might be true because I don't see anything here, and previously it was pretty dangerous. Anyway, we'll throw down a couple torches, and we're gonna have to wait until morning to start to build. But I'm thinking about doing it along this edge right here. And one part of me wants my house to be facing this way towards the ocean, as I think that could be super cool. However, we're gonna have a big town here as well, and part of me wants it to be facing the town, and I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do there. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take some of these granite slabs out. I think 2 might be fine. So we're just going to throw down 1 right there and 1 right here. Okay, steel rough cut chisel. There it is. We're going to be taking that and my hammer. Now, if we go up to this, we should be able to just get the stone blocks, which is exactly what we need right now. So let's go ahead and just get a whole bunch. And that'll have to do. We did get like 5 stacks. Hopefully that'll be fine. And I'm starting to freeze, so we need to throw up a quick fire. Personally, I would just fight through it, but I know that you guys don't like to watch me freeze, which is completely valid, so I'm going to try my best to keep myself a little bit warm, especially while we're trying to do this building process. Okay, the sun is coming up, so I feel like it's the perfect time to get started. There's like a flat wall right here, but over here's like a jagged hill, so I think over here's our best option, and we're just going to clear it up a bit, and that should be good. The reason why I have the stone here is because we're going to be making our own little foundation for our build. Now, I'm not exactly sure how big I need it to be or how tall I want it to be, but I feel like we're going to make it quite tall. How about this tall? I feel like this is a little bit too tall. Okay, 1 block lower, because on top of this right here, is going to be another dirt block. So imagine this is actually the ground part that we're going to be building on. And we're going to go ahead and clean up a lot of this. And I actually plan on doing a lot of work to this right here. But we don't need to bother with that right now. I just need to worry about this one build. So yeah, we're basically doing some terraforming. And what I can do here is I'm trying to go for some sort of natural landscape. And it's harder said than done, but we're going to try our best here. What I like to do is I like to start with something like this. Just a little flat wall, depending on how big we need it to be. Then we have it come this way ever so slightly. So now we're going to start with 3s. Then we get to do another 3. And then on the other side, I basically want to mirror it. We don't need it to be exactly the same. And honestly, it being a little bit too symmetrical might be a little bit worse than if we didn't at all. But a little bit would definitely help. And yeah, we're already burning through this like crazy, so we might need to get more. That's fine, we have plenty more. And this right here is going to be expensive, but whatever. And yeah, we're definitely going to cut into this over here as well. But that's fine. It will all work out. Maybe, we'll see about that. Okay, so I think that this might be wide enough. It will get wider over time, because we're going to go over here. And now we get to add blocks like this right here. So I actually like to do like 2 this way. Then we add 1 like this. But I ran out of blocks in my hand. See, it gradually gets lower and lower. And the middle one is actually the longest of them. See, I could actually just go ahead and add another 1 pillar thing like that. Just to make a cool transition. Then we can do a 2 like this. And then we start up with the 3s again. I have a feeling that I'm making this way bigger than I need it to be. But at least we'll have plenty of room to work with. And see, none of this over here really matters at all. The cool part about what I'm doing here is I'm going to be basically doing this for most of my builds. So in front of here where this seems kind of flat and it'll look kind of level with this build right here, we're actually going to do the same, but we're going to raise it like 3 blocks. Every single build will have its own elevation and hopefully just make the place look a little bit nicer. But this is the middle one right here, and that was the 6 in the middle right there. So now we do another thing of 4 3s here. Okay, that was the last 3. I think we had 1 2. Then we had 2 1s. Then we have a 2. And then 4 3s again. Then 1 6. Then 4 3s again. However, we're running into a bunch of leaves, which will be the bane of my existence. As you guys can see, there's a lot of leaves, and it hinders my building so much. My goal for this base is to make it look super natural, add a lot of vegetation and flowers and stuff like that. I want to add little rivers running through it. I have a lot of plans for this base and it's going to require a lot of work, and I don't expect it to look super nice until we start to get things really going. Especially we're going to need the acacia, which I do need to mention we're not going to be able to do right now. And probably not even till next year. I didn't even plant the acacia seeds because they're not going to be able to grow in winter. So we're going to have to start that up in spring. And I guess for now this building is going to be made with oak. And I might go ahead and just change that over time. But for now we'll do what we can do with what we have. And I just ran out of stone. Luckily I get to spend some time next to the fire and warm up. So it's not all that bad. And there we go. That should be enough to finish it up. So let's get to work. Okay, I feel like I did something wrong here. I'm not entirely sure about that. So something went wrong in the process. I'm not exactly sure what it was. And I'm just taking a quick look here. But honestly, who cares? That's how I'm gonna do it. This corner might look just ever so slightly jank. Honestly, it's meant to look like a little stone mountain thing here. And mountains aren't perfect, you know? It's fine. So yeah, this is it. And now we basically have to completely fill this with dirt. Later on, I might be able to light it up on the inside and just do 1 layer of dirt on top. But right now, if I were to just put 1 layer of dirt, there would be a ton of stuff spawning under us at all points. What could be super cool too is I could use this as like an underground base as well. Make like little hobbit holes underneath our bases. And it's definitely an option, but for right now, we're not going to be going with that. So I'm going to spend some time and I'm going to fill this up. It's going to require a lot of dirt, but I think it'll be worth it. I definitely don't want to hear boat horns and shivers under my base 24/7. That would just drive me crazy. So we got to do what we got to do. Okay, and this is it. We basically have it all done now. And yeah, it took way more dirt than I was expecting, but it's fine. I actually do have to remove some of this because we do need a pathway up. So we're going to do that here. Eventually, we're going to rework a lot of the pathways and stuff, and this is definitely not final, but for now it should do. And there we go. We'll have a real staircase up. I'll try to make it look a little bit more natural. And by the way, this isn't even close to being done. We have to come by, drop a bunch of chisel blocks onto the outside here and make the stone look a lot better. I would like to add moss to it, but we can't make it. So if you guys happen to know a mod that lets me get it, I would love to know it. I also want to add some cracked rock to it as well, which luckily we can do with the stonemason blueprint that we got. So we're just going to sprinkle a whole bunch of that in there as well. There's something else that we need to do to this. So we're going to come up here real quick. What we're going to do is we're actually going to remove some of this. That way we can add some oak logs that come up and it's touching the ground. Now the reason why we're doing that is we're going to do a couple here and there on the corners. So imagine this all the way around this entire circle here. Then we take some fences and we connect them up just like that. So we'll have a nice little fence on the outside of it. And we take some trapdoors and we throw them on the top. Now I think that this will make a pretty nice fence. And we're going to be doing this all the way around. It's pretty inexpensive. So give me a bit. I'm just going to get these down. And then I think we'll finally be ready to get some building done. Okay, I'd say we just about got it done. And yeah, I think this place is actually coming together. Now imagine a really cool pathway that comes up here. We're going to be doing a mix of this right here, the regular stone path. We're also going to be mixing it with this, which I believe is a new item in the game. And it's called an oak path. Plus, we will probably use another one, like a pine path or something. I think a maple path would look super cool. And it would go well with the mossy look that the stone path has. But we'll deal with that later. We need to get a house up. Okay, I'd say that we're ready to build. Now, you can see here I made a line. This is how long the middle part of my building is going to be. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to get an outline of our base by making little blocks out of dirt. Later on, I plan on using concrete in different colors. That way we can kind of mix and match it. But for now, this is all that we had to work with. So this is more or less how long I want the space to be. And you can see I have a lot of extra space here. We're going to have a room coming off the side here. And I do got to bring this over 7 blocks for a total of 8. And I am building this off the ground, so it is floating right now. Because I plan on adding a little foundation around it. And I won't know what that's going to look like until we actually get this mapped out. So yeah, this is going to be the main room. And it's going to be quite tall. And there's a bunch of added sections that we need. And yeah, it's so far away from the stairs. I guess we're going to have plenty of room in the front. Maybe we can add like a little farm on the side. Then on the other side, maybe we can get some sort of charcoal pit or something. Eventually, I plan on adding a ton of these little circles that we have here and making a ton of different buildings all around here that serve different purposes. Like we'll have a smithy building, a little charcoal area, definitely a windmill, a storage one. But yeah, for now, we're just trying to make ourselves a little home to live in. And that's what we shall do. So the reason why we're trying to build this out of dirt first, or at least the frame, and so that we can get some unique shapes to our buildings. I don't want to make box buildings anymore, and I don't want to keep recycling the same builds over and over. So this way, we should be able to get some unique shapes, and I think that'll elevate our building a lot. Okay, I'm sorry it's dark, and I'm sorry that I'm freezing, but I did some additions to this, and I think it looks a lot better this way. So yeah, this is what we're going to be working with here, and you can see I added some more cubes like this one on the side, which has this cube, which is that cube, but on the side of this one. And I think that this is going to look so cool. And yeah, I think it's going to have a unique shape to it. Expect some balconies on it, some big wide windows. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. But it is getting dark and I am freezing. So we're going to head back to our hole and we're going to sleep. And hopefully we can get to work on that in the morning. So let's hop in the bed and I'll see you in the morning. And we're up. However, it is early, so I'm just going to chill out here until the sun comes up. And hopefully, this will be one of the last nights that we need to do this. We shall see, though. Okay, I think we're fine. And no, it's still pretty dark out. And medium rift activity. So yeah, it could get dangerous. Either way, I have one last thing to show you. So this is a normal roof. However, there's much better options, especially with mods. In my hand, I have 2 different kinds of roofs. See, this one is a one roof dynamic, and this is a regular one roof roof. And these two right here look pretty similar. However, this one's really cool. What you can do is you can do this, and it doesn't require you to make the extra roof here, and they can just connect to each other, and it works as a normal roof. However, this one, if you notice, it's on dirt right now, and the top roof is the roof that I want, but the bottom part right here is still dirt. And yeah, that helps us a ton and gives us so many options. But just you wait, because there is also a tool that we can use with this. And it allows us to remove that completely if we want. But of course we can always add it back, and if we hold right click on it, we can turn it into a whole different bunch of roofs. Now watch this absolute magic. So we have this one right here. Let's say I want it to be one tall, but be longer. I can add this one right here, and it does just that. See, still one tall, and it's connected, but it is two roofs. But say we want a really tall roof, and we don't want the roof to be super wide. What we can do is we can add roofs on top of it. And there we go. And it's even connected to this first one. It will look a lot better once we actually start to get working with it. And yeah, this mod is just insane, and I can't recommend it enough. See, another really cool thing here is I have some stone, and I don't want this to be wood. And it has to be wood because I'm using the wrong kind of roof. Oh god, where did you guys come from? Two of you. That's not cool at all. Let's get rid of them. Okay, I got the dynamic roofs out. These are the ones that are going to allow me to do it. This one's a bit weird because I was holding shift on it and I changed it up a bit. But there we go. Now it's a normal one. And we'll even make it 3 tall. So yeah, with the stone and the hammer in my offhand, I can right click it. And there we go. It turns it to stone. And there's just so much more that we can do with it. Like if I take these boards right here, I can place it under it so it has the boards already lined up and I don't have to use beams. That is just so incredibly amazing. And on the outside, it even has that. So you can do some really cool designs. Now, I don't know if it's going to work like I want it to right now. But look at this right here. Take the boards and we can do this kind of stuff with it. And that is so cool. And there's even one on the top. Now, it didn't have to be oak boards, and I could have done any board that I wanted it to be. This is just so insanely cool and opens up so much room for us to work with. And I'm telling you, once you try out this mod, you'll never want to go back. It's not complicated like I thought it would be, and I should have been using this since day one. S tier mod, go give it a try. I feel like I'm in one of my mod videos right now, but that's how much I like it. Anyway, I'm finally gonna get to the build. This unassuming box of dirt is gonna be turned into a base that we want to live in. So just give me a second, and we're gonna get it done. And welcome back. So yeah, as you guys could see, we got a ton of progress on this base done. Now I'm actually shocked how nice this is coming out, but I'm loving it. And I especially thought we wouldn't be that into it just because I didn't have the wood choice that I wanted. But yeah, this is looking so cool. And I do have to admit that we're not even close to being done. Like up there, I want another balcony. Same thing with there. Then we need 2 more on the other side over here. Obviously, we need a big window up there, and I want a window right here as well as here. When we go on the inside over here, we definitely need a great big window on this side. That faces towards the ocean, so I feel like that's pretty important. We definitely need some sort of staircase that goes up. The ladder will certainly not cut it. I plan on having like a kitchen on one of these sides, and then the other side definitely needs a staircase that goes down into our cellar. And the middle room is going to be for miscellaneous stuff, and I'm going to try to not keep it super cramped and maybe make it mostly decorative. I want another staircase that goes up to a little platform right here, and I think that would just look so awesome. And on the second floor all the way up here is where we're gonna do most of our storage for a little while. I feel like this is gonna be more than big enough. I think we're gonna have another window here or a balcony, and this already goes out to the balcony, so yeah, probably that, just a door. But in here, I want to have a Minecraft storage room, as you guys say. Yeah, I need to stack a ton of chests in here. I need to not be so worried about it. It's going to be hidden away, and I'll finally be able to put all my loot in one place. So yeah, that's pretty much it for here. We're definitely going to work on it some more next video, and probably the videos after that. Especially the outside here. I definitely want a big farm over here, maybe a couple trees, a fountain. I want a tool shed just because I've never had one in this game and I feel like it would be cool. A charcoal pit may or may not be up here. Who knows? Because I have a lot of plans for up here. I don't know if it'll fit. And the coolest thing is that we do overlook the ocean. And I just absolutely love this. I can't wait to have a port here. I feel like it's a bad time to go head out, but I'm going to do it real quick so I can get you guys a good view. And this will have to do. So you can see I did a little bit of work on the stone outside, and that little overhang is so cool. And basically I plan on making a ton of these at different heights, and we're going to do that all the way along this over here. I don't think I'm going to have any staircase that comes up over here. We're going to have a big dock down there, and I think the staircase is going to be over where the boat is. So that'll be like the entrance to the dock. But I wanted to completely wrap around this island, and I think that would just look so cool. But I'm also trying to keep my expectations reasonable, and we'll do what we can as we can, and hopefully something cool comes from it. But unfortunately, guys, I do gotta call it here. I cannot wait to get this going, and I think that this was definitely a great step towards it. I've been waiting to do this for a while, and we're finally going to start up our new kingdom. I don't know if it's a kingdom yet, but it most likely will be. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time.